Bitcoin is the ultimate form of defiance. It's the Boston Tea Party of our century. It's the Gettysburg, it's the ultimate American act. There's nothing more American than Bitcoin because it snubs your nose at authority. This is quintessential American, is to essentially say we're ungovernable. We're not part of your empire. We're not part of your top-down system. We are individually governed ourselves, and we have values. But if you're going to take those away, then we'll leave, and we'll start a new America. We'll start America somewhere else. It's an idea. It doesn't have to be in frickin' Chicago. It can be in San Salvador. I'm still American, but I'm in San Salvador because I've got my Bitcoin, which is the most American thing ever invented. It's an American invention, and it's changing the world.
In the shadows of the oppressive night, the Sons of Liberty gathered, hearts pounding, eyes ablaze with the fire of freedom. They weren't just rebels, they were the architects of a new dawn. No taxation without representation, they cried. Their voices echoed through the halls of history, a battle cry against tyranny.
When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another.
Are you going to keep bowing down to these people? Everything they do is poison. Everything they do is designed to destroy you. And you got to decide, I'm not owned by the devil. I'm not owned by the New World Order. It's a pack of criminals and everybody knows it. And that's why the enemy hates me so much. That's why they hate you so much, because they know we're real. Comes to serving evil, we don't do it.
A decent respect requires that they declare the causes which impel them to the separation.
We demand a government that tells us the truth again in this country. That's what we require. We can handle the truth. That's what it means to be a citizen of this country. So I say that on that last debate stage to a bunch of Republicans that are shaking in their boots. These are the things you're not supposed to say in the Republican Party even today. And then you get the mainstream media. You got this character Van Jones on CNN afterwards saying, this is the rise of an American demagogue who's going to live 50 years longer than Trump. This is dangerous. I am shaking. That's what he says. Just shut the fuck up. At a certain point, just shut the fuck up.
Fast forward to our time, the digital battlefield where a new revolution brews. Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, is our declaration. It's not just code. It's the reincarnation of those revolutionary ideals. Liberty, sovereignty, independence from the chains of fiat money.
If you study the history of the world, there's thousands and thousands of stories where someone takes over a country and then somebody else is in the minority, so they just pass a law taking all their property. Whether it's, happened to the Jews 1,000 times, it happened to the Christians under the Muslims, happens to the Muslims under the Christians. If you're lucky enough to be able to flee with your life, then you've got your life. But if you can flee with your property, then you can start again. And so Bitcoin's the first time we solved that problem. We never really created perfected money. It's basically pharmaceutical grade gold engineered or synthetic money that has infinite economic density. Not only can you carry all that you have either in your head or on a hardware wallet, but you could also zap all that you have to your wife in another country or to your children if you needed to. And so it does represent a new degree of freedom and sovereignty for the human race.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. That all men are created equal. That they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. And among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Senator Warren and I have authored the Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act that represents a step in the right direction. Again, I think that this is a light touch. The first thing we did is we went to the American Bank Association and said, help us craft this. And I don't know if you saw Senator Warren's hearing with Jamie Dimon yesterday, but Mr. Dimon said basically, in his opinion, crypto is only a tool for criminals.
To secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed.
Thomas Jefferson once declared, when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. And here we stand, resisting. Bitcoin is our non-violent musket, our digital join or die flag, flying in the face of financial despots. Just as the colonies were shackled by the British, we've been bound by central banks, our hard-earned wealth leached by invisible hands, but no more. Bitcoin breaks these chains, liberating our money and taking back what's rightfully ours.
And whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to establish new government.
Bitcoin is not smooth jazz. Bitcoin is punk rock. Deal with it. It is disruptive. And the reason it is disruptive is precisely why it's so difficult to swallow and swaddle in traditional investment terms. Bitcoin is the first completely decentralized transnational platform for exchanging value. It has no borders. It doesn't care whether you like the transaction or not. It is entirely based on mathematical verifiability. It is the internet, unleashed, unvarnished, unpolished, and uncensorable.
We therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, do and with the authority of the good people of these colonies,
from the tea-laden waters of Boston Harbor to the time-chain sprawling expanse, a revolution is underway. The Sons of Liberty ignited a spark, and we, the digital patriots, are fanning the flames. Bitcoin isn't just a currency. It's the embodiment of our fight for freedom.
solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved of all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved.
So rise up, digital Minutemen and women. Let the spirit of Paul Revere ride through the internet's byways, proclaiming the revolution is here. Embrace Bitcoin, the currency of the free, a modern-day Tea Party dismantling the old regime of fiat.
In the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
In the words of Patrick Henry, give me liberty or give me death. With Bitcoin, we choose liberty. We choose a world unshackled from the tyranny of fiat. We choose a future where freedom reigns supreme.
There are $400 trillion of other assets floating around in our current fiat system. They're leaking energy, they're corrupt, they're inefficient, they're controlled by the collective. Bitcoin is 0.1% of the human race's liquid energy. 99.9% of the world doesn't get it. They're not there. That 99.9% haven't moved to Gulch. That means you're still early. So you can plug in yourself, your company, your organization, your agency, your product, your service, your family, or your ideology. I said to you at the beginning of the talk, Bitcoin's a union. The union gets more powerful as more people join. And in the war for the future of money, it's going to be won with money. As the money moves into the network, the monetary union gets more powerful. Everybody that joins the network has that much more power, and your only hope against the oppressive force of the collective is to unionize your own activities and organize your activities with people of like ideology that believe as you believe. More money, more people, more power. So in closing, Bitcoin is an economic machine based on a truth machine, poised to emerge as a freedom machine. It's the best choice we have to save our civilization and realize the ideal world envisioned by Ayn Rand and the objectivist movement. Join us. Thank you.